Eyewitnesses described the chaotic scene in New Orleans after a truck rammed into a crowd of bystanders.
I hit the ground because everybody said there was a gunshot, but I saw the car accident. I was like, what happened here?
Police say a suspected drunk driver plowed into pedestrians watching one of the most popular Mardi Gras parades.
We have one subject in custody who was driving a pickup truck behind me, who apparently on the opposite side of the parade that was active, was traveling in the opposite direction from the parade, struck two vehicles, and then reared off to the other side and struck a dump truck and came to rest on the neutral ground. In the process, before that truck came to rest, struck a number of pedestrians.
7 victims declined medical attention, but 21 others were taken to area hospitals, 5 of them in serious condition. The youngest victim, just 3 years old. Bystanders helped triage many of them. Fortunately, none of the injuries appear life-threatening. That investigation is ongoing, though.
We suspect that subject was highly intoxicated. He is in custody. He is being investigated right now and is at our DWI office.
One person has died after a man drove a car into a crowd of people in the town of Heidelberg in southwestern Germany. The German suspect, who escaped the scene on foot allegedly holding a knife, was shot by police after a short manhunt. 2 more pedestrians were injured after the man rammed what is thought to be a rental car into a crowd outside a bakery. Investigations are ongoing, but local media have said that the suspect is not fit to be questioned. The man's motives were not immediately confirmed, but police have said there is no evidence pointing to a terrorist attack.
At least 10 people have been killed in a hotel fire in Nanchang, capital of East China's Jiangxi province. The fire broke out at around 8 local time in the morning and was put out in 2 hours. Over 10 construction workers were working on the 2nd floor at the time. Firefighters found 7 bodies in the debris, and 3 of the 16 people hospitalized died later despite medical efforts. Now, police took 7 people into custody in connection with the case.
Bombarded with a series of 000 calls just after 9 this morning. It didn't take long for emergency crews to work out what they were up against.
En route, firefighters saw a massive smoke plume and immediately increased the response to this fire.
The blaze was so large, as big as a football field, with acrid black smoke billowing from the factory, sending an ominous plume into the skyline. More than 150 firefighters were brought in, but it didn't take long before parts of the recycling plant began crumbling. What did you think?
Danger. It's scary a little bit.
The cardboard, paper and carpet inside were a fiery concoction. The blaze so intense, fire crews were forced to fight it from the outside, bringing in a special robot to help with the job inside. The factory was evacuated early on, along with surrounding businesses. Thankfully, no one was injured. Also, thankfully, the thick smoke dissipated high into the air. This fire was next door to another blaze late last year, also at a waste recycling plant.
Arriving in the Sicilian port of Augusta, more than 700 migrants have been brought to dry land after being picked up by a Coast Guard ship. Pregnant women and children among them. Almost 4 times that number have been rescued from the Mediterranean over 5 days. According to figures released, the numbers are up on the same period last year.
Millions of people are without clean drinking water after heavy rains battered Chile over the weekend. The incident is unusual as the downpours came during the usually dry summer months. 3 people are reported dead, with at least 19 missing. The rains caused rivers to burst their banks in the mountainous valleys close to the capital, Santiago.
We're talking about 7 Earth-sized planets that are orbiting a star about 40 light years away. That's a different solar system, but fairly close. But what makes this so rare is that the planets, the area they're in, the planets are not only the same size as Earth, roughly, but they're also temperate, meaning they could potentially support life. Astronomers also say that instead of being gaseous planets like Jupiter, they appear to be rocky planets like Earth that may even have oceans. One of the planets in particular that's been dubbed TRAPPIST-1F is the best candidate to support life, although it is a bit cooler than Earth. Scientists say with the right atmosphere, the right mixture of greenhouse gases, maybe a few down jackets, it could truly support life. Just kidding, by the way, about the down jackets. But the truth is, even though the planet gets about 200 times less light than Earth, it gets almost as much energy, so therefore it would be almost as warm. One scientist says, and I'm quoting, "Answering the question, are we alone, is a top science priority, and finding so many planets like these for the first time in the habitable zone is a remarkable step forward toward that goal." And because these planets are so close together in proximity, it allows astronomers to study them in depth. They can also pick up information about the planetary system itself. Bottom line here, Sandra, is this is a very big deal in the space world.